we even started the show. Welcome to 2021. This is what I want to say every single day here today, because we've got a new beginning of a new year, and I always love having my guests on in the beginning of the year. Right now I have with me Sandy Greenlee, and she is the owner of Angels Cremation and Burial. Welcome back to the show. You've been on several times now. And, you know, everyone thinks like, wow, that's kind of a weird thing to have on, right? But it's important, and there's a good reason for it. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you're going to talk about today.
Well, the reason it's important is because cremation is very important. Their prices can vary a lot. People think, oh, I'll just go to the neighborhood, just like you do at the neighborhood grocery store, and you can be paying 3 or 4 times as much. It's also important because when someone passes away, it's a very emotional time. It's easier to be taken advantage of at that point in time. It's easy to not really know what to do, where to go, who to call. And so if you're prepared, it makes it a lot more peaceful transition rather than such an emotional time and a struggle. It's just a good thing to do. You know, Americans say, oh, it's not going to happen to me today, but I promise you it is going to happen someday. It is the only thing in life that is guaranteed. So it's better to be prepared than not.
Now, you've been around the Valley for how long?
I've been in the Valley for about 35 years. I've been in the mortuary industry for 20 years. I got involved because I lost a lot of family members throughout my life. Between my husband and I, we lost between family and very dear friends. Just over a 5-year period, we lost 15 people.
Wow.
And I've heard it all. Oh, why aren't you putting roses on the casket? Are you really using that cheap casket? Well, don't you want this? It's going to make you feel better. Well, when you don't have any money and you don't have insurance, it doesn't make you feel any better. And so I got involved because I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to educate people. I wanted people to be able to make their own choices and know that there were options, because sometimes I was not given options and I wasn't smart enough to know to ask about options because I was emotional, I was stressed, I was worn out.
And here's the most important thing is, like you said, to be prepared, to know what, and to, it's your wishes, right? It's your
That's
final
right.
wishes. And so you do consultations with people all of the time.
We do, and we have a lot of people that just call and want information. We're smart enough to know that we cannot serve everybody in the Valley. Everybody has their own wishes, their own needs, their own wants. We're only here to serve those that's in our little corner, I guess you would say. There's lots of people, there's lots of different mortuaries, there's a lot of different philosophies. And so we really cater to people who are wanting the super simple or the easy or the explanatory. That doesn't mean
I'm
that
looking super simple myself. I don't know about anybody else out there. And you know, all these grandiose things and all that money for all of that, is it really worth it?
Well, that depends on who you are. For some people, that's very worth it. For some people, it is not. I mean, I have a husband who wanted a $5,000 casket, and I said, you better hope and pray I die first. I'm not putting that much money in the ground. And so, you know, some people it's important to them. Some people it's not. And so we need to be educated so we only have the things that we want or our family needs.
We're live on Facebook for everybody out there. That's my hand wiggling over there. So hi to everybody out there. And here's the thing about the show, and I say it every show. I'm going to say it all the time. I don't care how many people hear it over and over and over. It's great information for people out there. And when they hear this, it's like you kind of perk something up in their head, and they go, you know what? I really ought to do that. I ought to get on. And listen, we know you're procrastinators out there. We know it. So, you know, even if you just write the number down and put it on your refrigerator for a while, at least write it down and then call her, have that conversation, find out how simple they can really make you understand and also get what you really want. I think that's what you're all about.
It really is. And in fact, you know, the thing of it is because we don't like to talk about it, then when it happens, it's very stressful. If you talk about it, it's planned, it's organized, then when it happens, it's already done. You can just relax and grieve and be a family and be supportive of one another. And sometimes it takes negotiation. I mean, my mother was going to be cremated. My daughter was having a really hard time with that. My stepfather did not want my mom to be cremated. My mom didn't want anybody to see her after she was dead. And so by talking about it in advance, we were able to negotiate so that everybody got some of what they wanted. And my mom actually decided to be buried rather than cremated. Basically, for my daughter, I told my mom, you can either pay the psychiatrist or you can pay the funeral home. Which would you prefer?
The number to call her is 480-962-6435. It's 96 Angel. And the website is Angels cremationandburial.com. You can go up there, and I've been on your website, and I really love the way that you did your website. First of all, I like the way you make it easy for people to see where you are and who the phone number and all of that. It's kind of highlighted the way you did that. And the information that you put there is wonderful.
Well, I think everybody needs information to make a decision. And why should I try to hide it so that I can convince you that I'm the best mortuary? Because some people, it's very important what price they're paying so that they can say, I paid. For other people, it's important because that's all the money they have in their checkbook. So there's something for everyone at every mortuary. But we're not here to serve everyone. We do cremations, we do burials, we do ship outs, we do ship ins. We do it all. Every mortuary in Arizona does that. It's what works for you, what you want, what you need.
I'm going to talk about the money of a cremation and the difference between others and why yours is so affordable.
Well, we work really hard at keeping our prices down because I know from having experience, not everybody has money, but everybody has a loved one. So we work really hard at finding good things, good urns, nice things. We check around. Some of our vendors always know that we're at the bottom of the list financially, and so if they have a closeout special, they call us. If they have something that's damaged that's really not that bad, they call us. Because they know that
once you're in there, you don't really care, believe me. I'm okay with a little chip on the side. It's okay with me, guys. I want to ask you a question, though. Once you've said this before, too, which is that a cremation is a cremation no matter what. It's the same process. Let's talk about that.
That's right. You're picked up, you're kept in refrigeration, the paperwork is done, you go to the crematory, and you are cremated. What you are paying for when you pay more money for a cremation is the overhead. People have beautiful yard outside. Everybody wears a suit. And so they have to pay their employees more because they have to go to the dry cleaners. I mean, a cremation is a cremation. There is nothing different about it. It is
the way it's done?
Exact same thing. It's the law. You can't go around it. You can't add to it. Well, you can add to a cremation. But I mean, a basic, simple, or direct cremation, there is no difference. It is just the same. You can get one anywhere from $600 to $3,600. It depends on what you want to pay, where you want to go, what you want to do.
Here's the first, you just said that. What you want to do. What you want to do is really all about you. And that's where she comes in and we'll talk to you and do a free consultation with you. Sit down and find out what are your final wishes. They're so important. I just thought about them myself, just recently. Every time I have you on, I think about myself too. And it's so important for us to do it. Don't put your head in the sands with it and have the conversation with the family. It's Angels Cremation and Burial.com, 480-962-6435.